Portland Timbers are an American professional soccer club based in Portland, Oregon, that competes in Major League Soccer. The Timbers are the 18th club of Major League Soccer, and replaced the USL First Division's team of the same name, while retaining the same ownership. The Mills Club is the fourth Portland team to share the legacy of the Timbers name, which first originated in the Old North American Soccer League in 1975. History. The announcement of the Timbers' entry into MLS was the culmination of a nearly two-year-long process for Merritt Paulson, dating back at least to May 2007, when Paulson led a group that bought the Portland Beavers and the USL Timbers. The group included former Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson, who holds a 20% stake. The biggest issue for the city of Portland was that due to league concerns about seating configuration, field surface, and scheduling, obtaining an MLS club would require a new stadium. In October 2007, Paulson was told PGE Park could be upgraded for about $20 million, and a new baseball stadium would cost about $30 million. By November 2008, Paulson told the New York Times he expected Portland taxpayers would spend $85 million to build a new baseball stadium for his Beavers and renovate PGE Park, just remodeled in 2001 at a cost to taxpayers of $38.5 million for soccer, and that in exchange, he would spend $40 million for the franchise fee to bring a new Major League Soccer team to Portland. MLS was in support of the proposal, wanting to continue to expand the number of owners in the league. Though supporting the acquisition of an MLS franchise raised numerous issues for Mayor Sam Adams and the Portland City Council, the Timbers were announced as Major League Soccer's 18th team on March 20, 2009 by Commissioner Don Garber. The announcement occurred in the middle of the first and second round games of the 2009 NCAA Men's Division I basketball tournament being held in Portland the same week. The announcement noted that the team would retain the Portland Timbers name. The team owner is Peregrine Sports, LLC, a group led by Merritt Paulson. Paulson was also the head of Shortstop, LLC, which owned the USL Timbers as well as the Pacific Coast League's Portland Beavers. Former Mills forward and assistant coach John Spencer was named the first head coach of the MLS-era Timbers on August 10, 2010. It was also announced that Gavin Wilkinson, head coach of the USL I/USSFD2 Timbers, would stay on as the general manager technical director of the MLS side. The Timbers signed 5 players before the MLS expansion draft on November 24, 2010. 3 were part of the Timbers D2 Pro League squad in 2010, 1 was signed from D2 Pro League team Austin Aztecs and 1 was acquired via trade with New York Red Bulls. On November 24, 2010, the Timbers, along with the other 2011 expansion team, Vancouver Whitecaps FC, participated in an MLS expansion draft, each selecting 10 players from existing teams. Immediately after the expansion draft, the Timbers announced the trade of their first pick, from FC Dallas to DC United for defender Rodney Wallace. The Timbers and Whitecaps also participated in the 2011 MLS Super Draft on January 13, 2011, with the Whitecaps having the first pick, and the Timbers having the second pick. Vancouver surprised some by selecting youngster Omar Salgado, and Portland swiftly selected Akron midfielder Ford Darlington Nagbe. The Timbers played their first MLS game on March 19, 2011, against reigning MLS champions Colorado Rapids, but lost 3-1. The first goal in the Timbers MLS era was scored by Kenny Cooper. On July 9, 2012, John Spencer was fired after a 0-3 loss to Real Salt Lake. He was replaced by Caleb Porter, who was previously head coach of the United States U23 team, and the University of Akron men's team from 2006 to 2012. The Timbers were Western Conference champions in 2013 and will take part in their first international competition, the 2014 Euro 15 CONCACAF Champions League. Colors and badge: Portland Timbers MLS logo incorporates elements of the former USL design. The primary reference to the original crest is the circular shape that represents unity, wholeness, and the pursuit of perfection. The axe alludes to the Pacific Northwest's logging industry since loggers traditionally used axes to cut down trees. There are 3 chevrons organized to resemble a pine tree that refer to the Timbers' membership in 3 separate leagues: the original North American Soccer League, the United Soccer Leagues, and Major League Soccer. The team's colors, ponderosa green and moss green, represent the state of Oregon's forests. It was announced in September 2010 that the Portland Timbers jerseys would be sponsored by Alaska Airlines. On Thursday, December 9, the jersey was revealed at a runway show at Portland International Airport. The home jersey is a 2-tone halved green shirt while the alternate jersey is red, in honor of Portland being known as the Rose City. Stadium: Providence Park, Portland, Oregon, known as Geldwin Field from 2011 to 2014, Merlo Field. Portland, Oregon. One game in U.S. Open Cup qualifying, the Timbers play at Providence Park, which they share with the Portland State Vikings football team and, since 2013, Portland Thorns FC, a team in the National Women's Soccer League also owned by Peregrine Sports. The stadium's renovation in 2010 and Euro 2011 made it unsuitable for baseball, and former tenant the Portland Beavers moved to Tucson, Arizona after failing to find a new venue. Initially, city funding for renovation of the stadium was tied to simultaneous construction of a new baseball ballpark. Timbers owner Merritt Paulson was the owner of the Beavers at the time. Due to delays caused by public criticism of potential ballpark sites and an impending deadline to begin stadium renovation, the funding for the 2 projects was separated. The capacity of the renovated stadium was expected to be between 22,000 and 23,000. Operational capacity was limited to 18,627 for the 2011 MLS season and expanded to 20,323 for the 2012 season. On February 10, 2014, the Timbers signed a long-term stadium naming rights sponsorship with Providence Health and Services, a non-profit healthcare provider. The stadium will be known as Providence Park until at least 2028. Club culture. Supporters. The Timbers have sold out every home game to date, with over 50 consecutive sellouts as of March 2014. The Timbers cap season ticket sales at 15,300, and have a wait list of more than 9,000, the largest in MLS. The main supporters group of the Portland Timbers is the Timbers Army. Its members are known for their loud, enthusiastic support and the raucous atmosphere they create at Timbers games. The Timbers Army was founded in 2001 as the Cascade Rangers, a reference to the Cascade Range of mountains in the Pacific Northwest region of North America. The group began congregating in Section 107 of PGE Park to create a European-style routing section for the club, complete with drumming, flags, scarves, smoke bombs and constant chanting and cheering. By 2002, the group had changed its name to the Timbers Army in order to lose any perception of partiality towards Scottish football club Rangers and because the Timbers uniforms at the time resembled those of Rangers rival Celtic. By 2012, the Timbers Army numbers more than 4,000 people in the North End on game day. Rivalries. Portland Timbers continue a long-running Seattle Euro-Portland rivalry with Seattle Sounders FC. Vancouver Whitecaps FC, the other Cascadian USL Division II professional league, team was replaced by an MLS franchise in 2011, which competes along with Portland and Seattle in the Cascadia Cup. Mascot. During the NASL and USL years the team's mascot was a grizzled lumberjack named Timber Jim. On January 24, 2008, Jim announced his retirement. His final farewell was a game played against Puerto Rico Islanders on April 17, 2008, which was 1-1 Euro-0. Having served as the unofficial mascot from then on, Timber Joey was inaugurated as the new official mascot at an exhibition game versus Juventus Primavera on June 14, 2008, a game the Timbers won 1 Euro-0, and has served in that capacity ever since. Joey continues Jim's trademark of cutting around from a large log with a chainsaw every time the Timbers score a goal. This round is presented to the goal-scoring player after the game. If the team achieves a shutout, the goalkeeper also receives a round. Timber Joey has his own custom jersey with Portland-based outdoor tool manufacturer Leatherman as the shirt sponsor. Broadcasting: all Portland Timbers regular season games are televised. Roughly a third of the schedule is broadcast nationally in English by NBC, NBC Sports Network, ESPN or ESPN2, and nationally in Spanish by Univision Deportes. The rest of the games are televised regionally in English by Root Sports Northwest, locally in English by FOX 12 Oregon or PDX TV, and locally in Spanish by Estrella TV. Beginning in 2012, the Portland Timbers Broadcast Network was launched and provides coverage of over-the-air games to additional markets. Partners of the network include NTVZ KTVZ 21.2 in Bend, Oregon, KEVU 23 in Eugene, Oregon, and KFBI 48.1 in Medford, OR. FOX 12 Oregon also airs a weekly highlight show called Timbers in 30 on Friday evenings. On the radio, all Timbers games are broadcast in English on 750 AM The Game, and are simulcast in Spanish on both La Pantera 940 AM and Recuerdo 95.1 Fathoms. 750 AM also features Talk Timbers, a weekly radio show dedicated to the team and soccer. Players and staff, current roster: where a player has not declared an international allegiance, nation is determined by place of birth. Squad correct as of July 11, 2014. Out on loan: where a player has not declared an international allegiance, nation is determined by place of birth. Squad correct as of May 28, 2013. Staff: executive staff. Coaching staff. Notable former players: this list of former players includes those who received international caps while playing for the team, made significant contributions to the team in terms of appearances or goals while playing for the team, or who made significant contributions to the sport either before they played for the team, or after they left. It is clearly not yet complete and all-inclusive, and additions and refinements will continue to be made over time. Frank Songoo, Jorge Perliza, Steve Pody, Michael L. Sylvester, Mamadou Danzo, James Marcelin, Ryan Johnson, Lovell Palmer, Frederick Piquian, Bright Dyke, Chris Boyd, Brian Umani, Eric Alexander, Kenny Cooper, Troy Perkins, Sal Zitzo. Former managers: John Spencer, Gavin Wilkinson. Honors: Mills Western Conference, winners, 2013. Minor honors: MLS Fair Play Award, 2011, Cascadia Cup, 2012, Copa Verde, 2013, records, year by year. DNQ equals did not qualify, player statistics, matches, last updated, August 9, 2014. USOC equals US Open Cup. CCL equals CONCACAF Champions League. Bolded players are currently on the Portland Timbers roster. Goals, last updated, August 9, 2014. USOC equals US Open Cup. CCL equals CONCACAF Champions League. Bolded players are currently on the Portland Timbers roster. Assists, last updated, August 9, 2014. USOC equals US Open Cup. CCL equals CONCACAF Champions League. Bolded players are currently on the Portland Timbers roster. Footnotes. References. External links: media related to Portland Timbers at Wikimedia Commons. Official website.